Hello,
Hello.
hello, Ekat. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm I'm good. I'm really good. Uh, we have some people that joined us. Hello, everyone. You can ask your questions in the chat. I'm just gonna do a small intro and we'll start up just after. So, I'm Munir. I'm the CEO of Cesium, and this is the third episode of Marketing Cloud Stories. Today I'm hosting Ekaterina Obolenskaya. That's right.
Yes.
And we're gonna talk about her journey with Salesforce Marketing Cloud and her passion for teaching, also, and all things Marketing Cloud. So, for those who don't know me, I'm the founder of Cesium. We have an app exchange that connects Salesforce Marketing Cloud to TikTok, so you can check it in the app exchange if you're interested. Let's jump in now. So, Ekat, I did a small intro. Can you tell us who you are?
Yes, of course I can. So yeah, I have long name, Ekaterina Obolenskaya. Everybody here can call me Kat. And I am very well recognized as a marketing cloud expert. I placed also it into my title that I am a globally recognized marketing champion, the award that is given by Salesforce. I'm currently employed, so I work at Flow and lead a team of marketing specialists. We are delivering Marketing Cloud suite products from Marketing Cloud engagement, intelligence, personalization, data cloud for marketing. Yes, and besides my official job, I'm also very passionate of sharing my knowledge. So I'm running a community group in Prague for Salesforce marketeers, and I also do some side courses and individual consultancies to people who want to learn more about Marketing Cloud.
Great. You do so much more than the 24 hours in a day. So,
Yes.
tell us, how did you meet with Salesforce?
So my journey has started actually not with Marketing Cloud, but with CRM, Sales and Service Cloud from Salesforce. And I was in internal team of marketing for a learning company called Interactive. And this company implemented Salesforce solution for their sales and marketing processes, but it was rather B2B focused. So it was that moment pardon. So I was a normal user, and then I liked the tool so much, so I learned more about this, and we had internally an amazing admin, Ivana, who actually introduced me into Salesforce ecosystem, telling me that Trailhead exists, that there is community, that there are events, conferences happening around Europe, and it's free of charge. You can participate and be part of it. So that's how my journey started. It was rather I was an internal specialist. And then it was growing that I decided at some point that I would like to change my career and be an external consultant for other companies. And I started to work with the Martin Cloud, especially. So
So, how long before you became a consultant?
it took me a year and a half, I would say. So it was, but it was an experience rather CRM focused and Pardot. We try to align the sales processes with marketing. You know, sometimes it's a fight between departments. Everybody has different goals and challenges. And then, yeah, I knew about Marketing Cloud. But when I started, I was rather overall a Salesforce consultant. So I started to learn Marketing Cloud at the company that I joined. That moment it was called Isobar. So it was learning from scratch.
Okay, okay. And do you recall your first project on marketing cloud engagement?
Yes, I remember it was a pharma project. It was at that moment where we, how to say, it had a lot of troubles. So it was rather that I was, you know, how sometimes kids learning to swim. They just pushed into the water and they need to try to swim. Yeah, so that was
So they
my
pushed you into the water.
yes. I was just like pushed into this project, and the thing was that that was a Russian client at that moment, so they needed someone who speaks Russian and can explain some things. And it was me, and I learned both marketing cloud and worked how to work with external clients. And actually, it was a good experience in the end because even relationship with the client was like just became better, and we established some kind of project extensions, some kind of new opportunities. So then after some point it was a relief for me, and also it gave me experience, like hands-on experience on real projects to pass my first certification. So yes, I remember it quite well.
Okay. So from there you got the Marketing Cloud email specialist.
ML
Uh,
specialist. Yeah, that moment there was no admin. It was only three. Actually, it was specialist and consultant. Then developer was introduced, and then it was
Exactly.
administrator. So
Yeah. That was it's not the natural way of doing it, but anyway.
yes, exactly.
There also was the social specialist at a certain time,
Social
disappeared.
specialist here for social studio, but
Yeah,
not.
exactly. And you're also the co-leader. You mentioned it, but you didn't deep dive of the community group in Prague.
Yes, so the community group is based locally in Czech Republic in Prague, and we do on-site events and basically as how community groups were structured. There were one related to Marketing Cloud, another to Pardot, and this community group that I'm co-leading was established by Ivana, this woman who introduced me to Salesforce Ecosystem, and then at some point we decided to co-lead them, co-lead this group. And as Ivana was rather specialist for Pardot, so she established it focused around Pardot and some kind of integration with CRM. But now I could tell you that we are focusing on many topics, like even data cloud integrations. Recently, we had a very insightful session related to user adoption. It was, yeah, marketing cloud implementation project, but still like very relevant topics like this. So we have quite small and cozy group of people. They are both external consultants on Marketing Cloud and users of Marketing Cloud, as well as like it's a mix. Those who know Pardo, those who know CRM, those who are just passionate about Salesforce. So we usually reconnect with these people on site to discuss, I would say, some highlights overall. So it's a mix. The name says that it's rather focused on Pardot, but we do mix of topics.
Yeah, actually, that happens a lot with the community groups because products evolve, and yeah, depending on the geography. I mean, we're not in the US. In Europe, cities are small. There are not a lot of partners. So if we had to do a community group by cloud, we'll
Yes.
end up with two people each time.
Yes.
So, okay. So you talked about you and Ivana. As a matter of fact, you're the first woman I'm interviewing here in Marketing Cloud Stories, and there are a lot
What
of
an honor.
women. Yeah. Well, the point is there are a lot of women in the Marketing Cloud community, maybe more than men. I never counted, but I think so. You shouldn't have been the first because it's the third one. But anyway,
Yes.
um, I feel like sometimes Marketing Cloud is maybe the better cloud for women empowerment. Uh, Maybe there are more women leading project on Marketing Cloud than what I saw on Sales and Service. That's a feeling. What do you think about this?
Yeah, so overall, like IT industry and of course smaller industry like Salesforce ecosystem, lack of women in tech. And basically, recently we had a few sessions with Olga, my also co-partner and Salesforce Trailblazer, highlighting this kind of trend, why it is like this, and how we can support women with education, with some kind of initiative, so that they are not afraid to enter. Because like it's by sector that people think that yeah, it's rather for men, this kind of development stuff, and the rest. But I can say, yeah, like marketing as an industry overall is quite of mix. And I can even observe it from project structure, because when you just join the project and we do marketing cloud delivery, so we meet rather stakeholders from marketing departments and like of course business, but it's rather marketing teams who will be then the end users. There are definitely more women, as maybe it's not that technically focused area, but we know marketing cloud is you need this knowledge, so people
Yeah,
still
it,
learn.
it it's more perception that is not that technical. I mean, complex projects on Marketing Cloud, they're for me they're more technical than complex
Of
projects on Sales
course.
Cloud. But
Yes.
there's this perception of, yeah, you're just building emails, or you know, everybody thinks marketing is easy. So
But in the end, if you want to, as I always say, then the horizon is wide, because it depends on your developer's knowledge and creativity. Because look, even email building, yeah, you can build it with blocks, or you can use custom blocks,
exactly.
introduce some widgets, use some integrations. But you need to know how to do this, and and you need to have some vision of what you want to do, what is the end solution. And actually, I know quite a few of women who are developing on Marketing Cloud, and they are great at this. So, I mean, it's like Zuzana, for instance.
Yeah,
She runs a blog, and she does amazing stuff. And how she explains the things, it's very kind of easy and catchy, so you can really use it and like start building things easily.
great. Um, and now I want to ask you about your story with teaching Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So you told us how you entered the world of Salesforce and how you discovered Marketing Cloud and your first project, like we throw babies in the water, but
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and how did you come to teaching? And I know you're really passionate about this transmission. So
Yeah.
how did this happen?
So yeah, it started the way that overall it's kind of my background story, that even when I was studied at university, I always prepared some kind of cheat sheets, some materials to prepare for exams. And for me, when I just use it myself, it was not that beneficial. So when people were asking like, okay, so how we can learn better, how we can, do it in efficient way, and I shared my materials, I saw how actually um, how it helps people to just to get what they want. And it transformed into my professional practice, because I was thinking of, okay, so I have this knowledge, but if I just keep it for myself, it's not that precious, so you need to share. And that's I would say that's the golden thing. So and when I felt that I'm capable of doing this thing, so I think it was the break point when I started to learn personalization. And that was the moment when my teaching experience started widely, because Salesforce has acquired Evergage product that they introduced
Yeah,
as Interaction
exactly.
Studio. It was a replacement for Thunderhead product that was acquired before. And I was amongst the ones of those who learned the tool. So I started to, grab all resources, where I can find what, participated in sessions. And then it was like a trend overall at Salesforce ecosystem. So yeah, personalization strategy, Evergage, book, like literature, etc. So there was a lot of materials, but there was no consolidation of, okay, but why it is presented, why we need this. So I started to consolidate this, and I remember at that point I was contacted by Josna Bitra from JB, from US community. She's very widely
Very
known.
well known, yeah.
Yeah, so and she asked me, okay, so you do, and I did, I started with some blogging, just sharing some kind of written materials about this, and I started to do some introduction and section by section, and she said, hey, can you do participate at my community and share your knowledge? And I was so happy because it will be live and I can do some comparison. I did comparison between two products, what they're doing, and I felt so passionate of doing these things that I continued with this knowledge sharing. But then at one point, I got pregnant and I went on maternity leave. So it was slow down.
Yeah, and now you heard that Salesforce is launching Einstein personalization. It's another thing again.
Yes. Another advanced thing, even though personalization has already Einstein features. And that's actually interesting because some of my clients, so when they hear about personalization and that, like, let's say, offers are driven by Einstein or products recommendations are driven by Einstein, they're a bit suspicious because sometimes they don't know, okay, how Einstein will select this or that. But in the end, as it was the core feature of Evergage, it has a bit different logic. It's just introduced as Einstein, but it has different logic behind it. So, and now there will be Einstein personalization, which is just logic that is built around Einstein overall as a technology.
So yeah, and what would you recommend? I mean, the products, they're evolving a lot, and Salesforce is not helping us with names, by the way.
Yes, very popular at renaming things. Yes.
Yeah, and if we had a question in the chat
Mhm.
from Anthony, who's asking if how can someone new to Salesforce but without a marketing background get into the flow, and the entry, and asking about the entry level roles. What would you answer, Anthony Ekat?
So, how I always say that definitely you can at least start with some kind of free resources like Trailhead, at least to get some knowledge. And Trailhead is extending its content all the time, so it's a good at least starting point, as well as connecting via LinkedIn, extending the network, participating at the local community events. So, help of people around you definitely helps a lot. Plus, yeah, for instance, I can use my space and promote my course, saying that yes, I also thought about this because such materials, they help to get theoretical knowledge, but you will still lack some hands-on experience. So at my courses, I try to focus on both so that people are really equipped to start their kind of maybe career. Maybe it will be a change, maybe it will be a progress in the career path, and etc. So I can share also as an answer to this question one story that one woman joined my course. It was 4 years ago, and she also had bare experience with IT and marketing. She was doing some kind of like startup job, some processes like operations, but she heard about Salesforce and she said, okay, marketing is a space, like a safe space for her. Maybe she could start with that. And she was I was launching the course on preparing for first examination. It was email specialist, and then she got her first job as a junior consultant. So she was transparent with the employer that she's only starting, and they believed in her. And now she is, I think, 20 times certified. So she also got her experience in CRM, other products. She progressed with Marketing Cloud overall. So she is quite kind of extended her knowledge about Salesforce products overall. So that's a good starting point for
Yeah,
her.
there's some kind of a problem of the chicken and egg when you want to
Yes.
start, because sometimes they tell you you gotta get this certification first so you can get a project or job, and sometimes it's like, no, you gotta get the job first and then the certification because you have experience. And
Yes.
well, how do you do to get the job if you have no knowledge? And
Yeah, but I also recently I also consulted one person about this because like entering this sector is kind of, there are plenty of initiatives. Even Salesforce launches this kind of talent acquisition initiatives when they try to bring people into Salesforce ecosystem. But yeah, as I say, like and even it's the story of mine that I started with the Trailhead. That moment, of course, it was not that much available about Marketing Cloud if we speak about some specific products, but there are definitely a lot about CRM as it is, as well as like industry specific topics. For instance, some can be focused on security, some can be focused on data consolidation, or I don't know, campaign building, or for instance, I don't know, development aspects, etc. So you can try to get as much information as you could, and then decide, okay, which way you want to go. Because for instance, for some, security might be boring, but development will be rather interesting, or let's say marketing is more interesting than CRM, etc. So everybody has its own preferences. But
you've got to
yeah,
pick a craft. You've got to choose a path and specialize. And more today because there's um, Salesforce. Ben mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, I think. Jobs are harder to find. The market is a bit more uh, hard, and and yeah, you got to be a specialist in something. I mean,
yeah,
well, you are a specialist in a lot of things like interaction studio or personalization, call it
yeah,
as you want. But yeah, you got to jump on the new products and develop a real expertise if you want to stand out. And
yes.
that's always true. And talking about your course, Ekat, I think you named the last one from a marketer to a Salesforce marketer.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Yeah, because there are marketeers who work, I don't know, recently I had a talk and I heard Microsoft Dynamics and like, no. So I really can say that when I connect with people working just in marketing, some they are not aware of other tools. They're not aware of technology they can use, and it could be a good transition from being just a marketeer to like knowing this kind of baggage of experience and trying to convert it into IT, because that's how people can also, like, climb their career ladder. As if you can even compare the salary, if you're just marketeer, or if you marketeer working, let's say, with Salesforce products, of course your salary is increased. So that's just how people could I don't know, make a career change or learn new things and enter the world of IT with their marketing background. So the goal was rather to teach them that this technology exists and why it stands where it stands. Because yeah, Martin Cloud requires definitely technical knowledge if you want to get, like, achieve some advanced stuff and build something cool. But after you learn these aspects, it's a smooth journey. Basically, you can then once you have this knowledge equipment, you can do many stuff and learn more and more. And as you already mentioned several times, of course, products are evolving, so there is definitely all the time some space how to improve yourself.
Yeah, and what's what did you put in the course in terms of content? What do you teach?
So yeah, as I
But
rather
where I'm going with this is, you mentioned Trailhead, and the main problem when people start to try and learn Marketing Cloud is that it's not like core. You don't have this sandbox where you can train
yeah.
and the hands-on experience. It stays really theoretical. So yeah, what?
Yeah, so for the let's say partner company with whom we launched this initiative, Sapex Mind, so we basically got the space where we can give our students platform access, so they can do the exercises, and that's the goal. So I combine theoretical knowledge with practical exercises. So basically, I do theory, the slides that can students use for their, let's say, certification preparation. Plus, there is like demo section where I show how things are done. And then, and sometimes if you just stop on this, like theory plus demo, it's not enough, because people, if you even ask, okay, let's try to create data extension with some specific attributes with these data types, and they see the demo and say, oh, it's easy. But then they're like, oh, where should I click? Oh, where should I add that? So you see, it's just like
Yeah.
when you do it in real, it's not that easy in the end if you just start to work with the platform. So that's why I focus on given theoretical knowledge so they understand what it is about. So we build our knowledge like Lego blocks, like, okay, this is data, this is like data extension, why we use it, what is Journey Builder, why we need the automation studio. And then I show demo how it's done, and then it's a space for them to do the exercises. And after exercises, we have Q&A where they can ask questions, because always there are some questions.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. So there's hands-on experience, so they
Yeah.
get access to a sandbox. Can they keep it for some weeks after the training?
I keep it for 1 week after the course,
Okay.
because I know that, the course was this time, we launched it for 4 days, and it's like a lot of content given for 4 hours dedicated per day. And I
Okay.
understand that, yeah, for instance, your mind is like this, your head is big. And yeah, they can use it. They have exercises, because not all of them completed them. And I
Yeah.
also provide some sort of like post course support, because my goal is people understand what we are doing. And when you have team courses, it's always a mix, because some people progress very fast with the exercises and their knowledge, they understand it like very easily, and some require let's say additional support. So I just want them to go out of the course with, like, let's say, equally equipped with the knowledge, so they're feeling confident on doing some stuff in the platform and continue their journey. For instance, yeah, we know with the jobs it's not that easy, but at least to enter Salesforce ecosystem, even with this base knowledge.
Yeah. We have a question from Jitendra, and
Mhm.
maybe you see it.
Yeah.
Um, there are a lot of questions about Marketing Cloud and Data Cloud. And if I see in the chat, uh, Jitendra wants to learn about API integrations, server-side JavaScript, MScript, Data Cloud.
Um,
And in a way, Salesforce did a big mess. So where do you start today? Because Data Cloud is the rising product.
yes.
There's a lot of companies with Marketing Cloud installed, and it's not going away tomorrow. So, what do you learn first? How do you find the balance? Do you need to learn both of them?
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
say yes, but
Salesforce keeps confusing us. That's true. Like how I see that the purpose of introducing data cloud is definitely that companies are using multiple data sources overall, and it's hard to have full pictures on their customers. And of course, if you don't have full picture on your customers, you can't target them better, send them relevant messages, personalize them better. So of course, for now, the trendy things is data cloud for marketing, because they divided it overall: data cloud for data, just to consolidate data at one place; data cloud for marketing, use it with marketing purpose; and then data cloud for analytics, to consolidate it and use it for some kind of advanced reporting and analytics. I know, quite messy, but that's the official message. And if we focus on
and,
data cloud for marketing, yeah,
and Data Cloud for marketing not being Marketing Cloud.
and it's not marketing cloud exactly, but yeah, it's important to divide it as data cloud for marketing is just how you used Marketing Cloud before, and how you use Data Cloud for marketing with Marketing Cloud, two different stories. As Marketing Cloud overall can handle segmentation, it would handle preparation of data for campaigns, and even some kind of I don't know, personalized messaging, etc. And it of course remains the main activation channel, like where you really activate your campaigns, where you really um, prepare this external communication with your clients. Whereas if we take data cloud for marketing and marketing cloud, then you need to do this shift, because then segmentation part will be done rather by data cloud. So it will be the division, as I call it, between technology responsibilities. As in data cloud, we will consolidate all data sources, prepare this advanced segment, and marketing cloud will only stand in, or like jump in at the moment when we want to run our activation campaigns.
Yeah. So that's a big difference, I think, in business users too. I mean,
Yeah.
if you introduce data cloud in the equation, it's not the same thing. Maybe there's less segmentation on the marketing cloud engagement side, and maybe there's more on data cloud side, but also maybe there's profile unification on data cloud and then segmentation in marketing cloud engagement. I think there's a lot of work when you think of it. Uh, Truth is, there's a lot of data. You need data for AI, so data is not going anywhere, and data cloud is here to last.
Yes.
And so the point is, there are not two organizations that really work the same within companies. So as consultants, I think there's a lot of things to do besides just implementing data cloud or marketing cloud about organization. What is the optimal organization for this company? Should I use data cloud for this? Should I use marketing cloud for this? Um, how do I manage my
Yeah.
licenses with Salesforce? Because it's not the same way of
Another.
calculating uh, and you could optimize for license cost, or optimize for business usage, or
Yeah.
optimize for time to market. There's a lot of business process to work on, and then there are the skills, and the skills are completely different when you build
Yes.
an email or when you create data graphs. And
Yes. It's
so
what we actually focused with our first projects, that when you just know marketing cloud and you understand data cloud, you still need to work with data architecture on a higher level than you just work with data architecture for marketing cloud, because it's basically how you consolidate these data sources, and you of course want to achieve some sort of efficiency and optimization. And for instance, at Flow, in the company where I work, we have specific data department that is focused on helping clients to organize their data, because I heard once when the client said, "Okay, we will just connect all data and we will do the cleansing and the duplication inside of Data Cloud." And I said,
yeah,
"No, it's
heard the same one last week. It was like we need we need data cloud for this client. So I said, okay, why? And oh, they have a lot of data sources and it's a real mess. And I think I
mm,
just answered something like, data cloud is shit in and shit out. If you don't
exactly,
clean it before, it's useless. So, yeah, there's this confusion about data cloud, like as if it was a master data management tool or something like this, and it's not.
it's
And
not yet."
and I think that the confusion is also coming from Salesforce. um, I mean, even their account executives that didn't deep dive yet in data cloud in the way they
Yes.
pitch it or understand the product. So um, that was a quite funny. I made a post on LinkedIn recently and asking about activation, asking
Mhm.
about data cloud, what it was, and I had like Salesforce employees when commenting the post, they would say it's an activation tool. And consultants, when commenting, would say it's segmentation and unification.
Mhm.
It's quite funny to have this difference where, okay, so for the account executive, Data Cloud is about activation, where in fact the only activation target which is standard is Marketing Cloud. So, and which is not Data Cloud. In fact,
Marketing
doesn't
Cloud.
activate really. So yeah, I think in the way Salesforce explains the product, it's not yet precise enough. But to come back to Jitendra's question, they want to learn a lot of things. Uh, how should they structure this learning path?
You mean in terms of development?
Yeah, where do I start? I'm a developer. I want to learn. Should I learn SSJS or not?
Like,
Should
I
I
think
learn
it's
AmpScript? Or should I focus on
AMP
Data
for
Cloud?
sure. Like, but if I assume it, like, overall, because usually this kind of platform extensions and customization come when you have a real case of what you want to implement. It's always the learning comes with the practice. So considering the fact that I will just learn AMP script, but what kind of AMP script? You can, for instance, join this AMP script guide source, see what functions are available, but will it give you too much without real practice, without real case scenarios? Of course, it won't give you that much knowledge, because then you will face with the client, you will know it, but then the client will change it with another kind of scenario, and you will break your head thinking of how should I implement this and that. So it's usually, and from my past practice, it's always about, okay, a client is challenged with something that platform couldn't solve, and then you imagine, okay, what is our way? Will we solve it with script activity in automation studio, or maybe we will introduce custom activity in journey builder, and etc., etc. And I can also announce here, if we speak about this, I'm in touch with one amazing Salesforce Marketing Cloud developer, and together we also working on course for Marketing Cloud developers. Also, same structure as I introduced that I do at my courses, when we can imagine some scenarios. So there will be introduction to overall world of Marketing Cloud development, plus some exercises when people can do it themselves. So how they can actually get this knowledge and try to do some small, let's say, implementations or some sort of development things in real. So it will give some of at least perspective how it might look like for real projects. But of course, as I say, like every time, so no matter, and it's better here that when you face with a new client, it will be always a challenge. It will be never the stage when you say, I know everything, I can help you with everything. Even I'm challenged somehow, I need to check this, I check this, and connect with other Martin Cloud
Yeah,
devs.
but you know what I'm looking for. So sometimes I see developers with good skills, but well, let's put it that way. Um, let's say I'm recruiting a marketing cloud developer.
Mm-hmm.
I can get like 50 resumes,
Mm-hmm.
all saying I know AmpScript and I know SSJS and I
Yes.
know the REST APIs and etc. etc. And they look all the same. And I
Yes.
think sometimes when I see this, I talked about it one time. I think Salesforce Marketing Cloud developers they lack this portfolio asset. I mean,
Yes.
what I'd like to see is um, I created an AMP script that does this and this for this type of customer in this
Exactly.
specific
Yeah.
industry, and we never see this, and that's more valuable than
Of course. But I do it when I did round of interviews, when I was thinking, because I was in charge, like when I joined Flow, I was actually about building my team, and I needed to prepare some sort of interview structure. So how can I validate people really know it? Because it happened the same way as you described with development, it happened with personalization. I know personalization, and then I start to ask real technical questions. Okay, so you are challenged with these things, so how you will do this? And then people are very clued, like they are like, actually, yeah, probably will. So they are very stuck on how to answer it. And that's, I think it's a valid point that you raised, that it's lack of real experience with this kind of Okay, you know REST API. Okay, what you have done with this? You know MP script. What kind of amazing email, I don't know, campaigns that have you built with MP script? What kind of scenarios? Maybe you used it in web cloud pages. What it was, if you use personalization, okay, which channel you activated, what did you do on sitemap, and all this kind of deep dive in questions help to understand, okay, if the person really has some knowledge and at which level.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe they should showcase it. Um, well, I have exchanges, so I can say it, but you can quite easily now publish some things. So
Yeah.
um, I know a couple of developers that came up with nice assets. They created custom activities in Journey Builders or
Mhm.
some things like this, and they were like, we could do it again for another customers. And I'm just like, okay, if you did it, why don't you just try and put it on the app exchange? That would be better
Yes.
for you. And
Yes.
the platform allows it, so why not? I had another question, very practical for you again, Ekat.
Yeah.
Um, so your course is about upskilling on Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So it's for preparing which certification?
I'm rather focused on email specialist because we are not focused on administrative stuff, but rather on kind of knowing the platform from different aspects and using it, because administration is, I would say, it's rather focused on one part and it doesn't give you a lot of knowledge of how, for instance, you build campaigns. Because an administrator, I would say, it's just one type of activities, or like a circle of activities that you can do with Martin Cloud, whereas ML specialist covers it all. Of course, consultancy
Because
requires
it's the
more
first
knowledge.
one, yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's the first one.
yeah, and so can you just remind the people listening to us what you should pass to get to developer or to get to consultant or
So I would say, like, overall, like, email specialist is a solid basis. Administration is rather okay if you want to really deep dive into setting up the account, working with roles, understanding where you can change this and that in terms of platform settings. Consultancy is to understand the business overall, like cross-channel integration, and extensive knowledge on how you can do some sort of advanced stuff. And then it comes developers. But I can say that I know people who passed ML specialist and then jumped into developers, because ML specialist gives you this kind of, as I say, like, email specialist covers platform 360, I would say. But I don't know from, actually, that's a question, because to become a consultant there is administrator, I think, a
yeah,
prerequisite.
I think now you have to pass administrator. When we passed email specialist, it was the only prerequisite to be consultant, but now
Consultant, yeah.
you don't need the email specialist to be consultant, but you need the administrator one.
Yeah,
You
but for
also,
developers there is no prerequisite, I guess.
I wonder if it's not the email specialist for developers.
Because I also faced one time, one student told me that, because I before I was doing rather courses for preparing for certifications, and they said, oh, I will rather do admin and then consultant, I don't want to do email specialist. And I said, and that's a pity, because email specialist covers it all. It will give you the preparation for email specialist will give you very kind of wide knowledge about the tool. So I don't know why. What was the logic behind this kind of prerequisite setup? As the most extensive is a male specialist in the end.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Actually, the if you have a really good score at the email specialist, I think you can just go on and pass the consultant one. You might have it as well. Do you have any tips for people that are going to pass the consultant one or the developer one?
What I heard, that consultant examination became harder to pass, which is probably good, because then you really with this certificate, you will prove that you really know what to do and how to do the things. And the tips are, yeah, I think for consultant especially, you require knowledge besides just Marketing Cloud. So you need to also understand some processes on the CRM side, because there are plenty of questions related to Marketing Cloud Connect, and you need to understand the story behind it. So for instance, for the clients, when you understand their technical stack overall, and you can consult, so why Marketing Cloud is a good fit, and if we consider other integration with Marketing Cloud, why it should be done like this or not, and not like this, because in the end it's just one part of big picture, and for consultant you need to understand this big picture. It's not only focus on the tool itself.
Yeah. And any tips for the preparation of the exams?
I know that, yeah, definitely. I could say Trailhead, but Trailhead is definitely not enough, even though they introduced some Marketing Cloud modules. So it gives you some theoretical overview, but still not that much. So definitely it comes with experience. And yeah, if you have possibility to attend such courses like mine, it definitely focused on hands-on experience, because I know that, for instance, those people who are not working for Salesforce partner companies, they are lack of these benefits that Salesforce offer for partner, like partner learning camp assets, where you can really get deep dive knowledge and see the demos, etc. I know that, for instance, for those who lack of these sources, they can also use YouTube. There are plenty of YouTube sessions and even some community groups, when they are launching some events online. They do recordings, they share it in YouTube. So simply by, I don't know, understanding what are the exam outlines, you can just check in YouTube what features can be shown there, because even Salesforce officially does a lot of technical sessions focused on some specific parts, not just like these beauty demos of how tools are amazing and easy to use, but real kind of scenarios that they describe. Even I just like looked at a couple of them. There are plenty of materials, even like from their experience with helping and supporting teams. So they know that, okay, there were a lot of questions related to this topic. They did some sort of YouTube video, and you can enjoy it, seeing that how it's fixed.
So that was my next question. When you're stuck, where do you look for answers?
Uh, so I would say that, yeah, starting simply by Googling, and then you see some blogs, because there's definitely a lot of experts who already solved similar issues like yours. There are really plenty of blogs, and some of them are very famous, some of them are hidden, and only when you Google it, you can see, okay, what is there. Even with development, if I'm stuck, I use ChatGPT. So, but you need to validate a lot of things, so you really need to understand the code, so uh you can, you
Would
know.
you recommend ChatGPT for somebody that just starting or not?
As I say, you need the understanding. So you need to understand. So even for, like, let's say development, you need to understand the code structure, because sometimes ChatGPT inserts something, but you see that logically it doesn't fit, so you need to change it manually. So it's, I would say, for cooperation, it's a good tool, but still you need this knowledge to validate what is offered.
And you also talked about hidden blogs. What hidden blogs would you advise?
Oof, probably we need to do, because I need to consolidate. I don't remember it from my head, but I can share if there will be some kind of recap email that you will
Yeah.
send for participants. I can include some of the blogs that I recently used, especially for Marketing Cloud and personalization, that were solving some of the issues that I faced, and in a very deep way. Because look, world is big, same time also small, but there are plenty of very intelligent people who work with it and who are the same passion as me, like of sharing their knowledge. So they just start with you know writing their blog, And yeah, it's focused on some minor parts, but it still, for instance, it helped me on the other side of the world to solve my issue. And that's maybe also I want to raise it here, this message that no matter how many blocks they are, there is always space for some new piece of information, because yeah, sometimes I hear like, yeah, I want to do something, but there's plenty of famous people who does this. They're very how to say, they post it all the time. But I think that you don't need to be afraid of doing this, because even if you solved some small case and you write about this, probably it will help other people. You don't know, you never know.
Yeah, of course. And also it helps with your personal branding, which also helps you to get a job. So, of
Yes.
course.
That's why it's another tip that probably requires some recap, that connect with people, like not only focus on getting this knowledge from internet, like blogs and Trailhead, different kind of resources, but connect with people, see those subject matter experts, search for them in LinkedIn, connect, see what they're doing, because look, even with me, I could tell you, you asked me about how it all started. Yeah, it was a passion for knowledge, but it was also a demand. When I started to do personalization stuff, I got in touch with many people who asked me, oh, sorry, but can you explain this? Can you explain that? And I was happy to do this, because that's how I at least shared knowledge and it helped them. And yeah, so connect with people
Yeah. And share and
and
teach.
share and teach. Yes.
Awesome. Um, I don't know if you have any other questions
Do we have some in chat?
for the viewers. I think we covered that. We covered them. Um, you have a blog, Kat.
I was doing blog. It was called Surf Marketing Force, but yeah, for now it got stuck, because what I'm doing, I'm just doing post in LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yeah, so and post some content. Yeah, X/Twitter and LinkedIn.
Well,
There.
LinkedIn works well for Salesforce content. So I'd recommend also people learning things. Do not hesitate to post when you see something that is worth sharing with others. Um, you'll get a good reach and good comments. I'm saying that this because I'm sure you noticed, Kat, a lot of AI generated posts on
Oh
LinkedIn sharing, I'd say, false knowledge. I've seen things written by ChatGPT and the
yes,
content is not good at all. And it's
yeah.
not true even, and it's about Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So yeah, if you have something genuine to share, do not hesitate to share it.
Yes, let's set an agreement that yeah, I will share some links for the blogs that I use that are not that popular. Probably there will be known to some people in the audience, but we'll see. Maybe for some it will be new piece of content. But I agree with you on this kind of genuine content thing. As yeah, now I also see that. It's like it lacks this kind of uniqueness and creativity in the way that it just generalized content that is published and people consume it, because yeah, it's more and more and more and more, and you lose the sense of okay, what is really unique. And then the uniqueness come basically with some kind of precise scenarios that people solved, and like their experience with these scenarios. And it's now becomes harder to find this piece of content, because it's rather generalization, I would say.
Yeah, well, that's Gen AI.
Yes, that's our era we live in.
Well, thank you very much. I enjoyed our talk a lot. I hope everyone also. I wish you luck with your course. You do live sessions, but
Yeah,
I think maybe there will be on-demand sessions soon. And
potentially.
yeah, hopefully. I mean, maybe we didn't talk about this, but there's two types of training. Either you go with official Salesforce certifications,
Yeah.
and they're really focused on certification, and maybe sometimes lack practical understanding
Yeah.
or really understanding what the job is about. And there are also courses like yours, ACAT, where we learn more practical and hands-on things. Um, Maybe less certification oriented, but you'll need this to in your future
Yeah.
job. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Munir. It was nice to talk to you.
Yeah,
So
always nice.
yeah, let's stay in touch, and I will share the blogs.
Of course, I'll put them in the YouTube link,
Okay.
so that everybody will be able to see them.
Great. Thank
Thank you very much, all,
you. Have
and have
best
a
of
nice
luck.
day.
Bye bye.
Bye.